Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and today, friends, I want to talk about something in Street Fighter 6 that's just small. It's just a fun little detail. It's not gameplay, it's not story, it's not DLC talk or anything like that. It's just a fun little tidbit. I think you might enjoy it. So what is it? Well, every character, and now we have all the characters revealed, every character has their own official splash art, as you will. So for example, this would be Manon's, right? And everyone's personal splash art actually has unique text, unique font for the character. And for all the characters, they're all very evocative of what the character is and what they are all about. And I thought it'd be a fun little video just to go through them. I know a lot of people haven't exactly seen all of these, because unfortunately, while they're in the splash art, they're not exactly surfaced in the game or in a lot of the other media. For the most part, you would have only ever have seen them if you went directly to the Street Fighter 6 website. It would be nice if somewhere, somehow, or eventually anyways, they could surface them in the actual game itself versus just more bland text. But anyways, I figure, well, let's make a video of it. Now, I feel like some of these are a bit more inspired than others. Some are just a bit more plain, but still, let's start with Manon because we had her as our beginning example. Now, Manon's font here, I know it looks a little plain at first glance, but it's actually very smart because this is the exact sort of font style you see with so many like glamour magazines, fashion products, all that kind of stuff. Like say this cover of Vogue magazine, sort of the same deal. You see very like large, thick text edge on one side and then super thin on the other side. This is what I mean, and the purpose of the video to show you how these characters' fonts on their text, just to show off their name, infer the kind of character they are. Manon is trendy, she's with it, she's chic. She is all that fashion is. And you can infer it just by the text. Now, moving on to DJ. So DJ's text is definitely not as nice and pretty as the Manon text is, right? Because DJ is just a much more wild character. This text is a lot more frenetic, there's a lot more energy to it. DJ is a wild dude, he's a party dude, and the text reflects it on the character. If DJ is a little wild, Cammy is sleek, Cammy is modern, high-tech, that kind of stuff with the slanted edge. And you can see kind of the grain colors bleeding down into it, inferring, you know, maybe something a little shady going on. She is a special ops kind of person. These are the kind of things you can read into just from the character text, and I love this stuff, it's great. Now, Zangief, in comparison to Cammy, is the exact opposite. It is not sleek, it is not modern. This is big, rough, and blocky, and I would say kind of unmistakably Soviet. Zangief is not a tricky person, this is not tricky text. And also Zangief, kind of a battle-worn dude, lots of scars, and you can see it also reflected on the text. Lots of like burnishes and scarring on the text, lots of damage on the text. Lets you know exactly the kind of character that Zangief is. Kimberly's font here, kind of tall, kind of thin, pink outline, you know, inferring youth and energy. JP's is maybe the best of all of them. So just very regal, very self-important, the text. The very thick gold bordering on it just really enhances like kind of regal stature. It's the kind of font that says, I'm an important person and you need to know it. And here comes the twist, this is the best part. If you flip the JP logo upside down, it's still JP. So whoever designed this one honestly deserves a raise. It's really well designed. Someone like Ken's kind of speaks for itself, right? Just the flames at the end speaks, you know, speed, fast, and well, flames itself, you know, like actual fire. Don't need to read between the lines too much on that one. Dhalsim's font, very ornate, very intricate. Then you know he's the kind of character that's just not straightforward, which, well, we've all learned that one over the years. Almost even a little bit alien or otherworldly. Then you know Dhalsim is not as straightforward as you might think. Now, on the flip, very straightforward is Blanka because, well, yo, this is like an electric font. So, a little on the nose, right? But also, no, very cartoony, very fun looking. Blanka's the kind of character everyone can enjoy. In comparison to fun and cartoony, Guile, it's just straightforward. And that's all it needs to be because that's exactly the kind of person he is. No flash, no unneeded style. It's exactly what you see is what you get. Now, in direct comparison, Luke, our other military character. So same deal, a very hard font, but you can see here, like there's a bunch of ink splatters, there's a bunch of messiness all over it. Basically someone ideally you should be treating seriously, but has a lot of rough edges around him because there's a lot of mess. Another one I like a lot is Marissa. So Marissa is like a very austere font, but you can see here it's kind of like a bronzed, burnished edge to it and a lot of like scarring. So showcasing, you know, she's serious and battle tested basically. Very appropriate for our wannabe Spartan. Chun-Li's font, very elegant, almost like calligraphy, if you will. Easily inferring, hey, she's a classier character, not like super hard warrior lady like Marissa from before. Now, Lily on the flip, very inelegant. Lily is probably the youngest member of the cast, and it's kind of like simple and childlike almost. This is someone not concerned about writing down a fancy font. Now for Honda, I almost feel like this is a fat joke, honestly, because it's very wide and thick. Very appropriate, sure, and even though Honda is a little bit of a sillier character, I do feel like this is a bit more of a serious font. So yeah, for the most part, I think these are all fantastic. Now for the last few, honestly, I can't read too much into them, and I think that means they're not as strong. Like Jury, I like the actual font itself. I think it looks cool, but it doesn't really tell me anything about the character. Jamie for a high energy hip hop breakdance kung fu guy. This looks just a little plain to me. And for Ryu, it looks like something your dad asked you to write, okay, something cool for the kids that they'll enjoy. Like honestly for Ryu, what I would enjoy is just Times New Roman, just Ryu, there we go. We don't need anything flashy. You know what you're buying into here. And that's my thoughts on it, just going through the majority of the cast there. I think this is a great thing. Once again, I wish this was in the game proper, not just for like wallpapers you can find on the website. I feel like a lot of time, effort, and love went into a lot of these because a lot of them are honestly pretty inspired. A lot of them really hit home just exactly what the kind of character, well, the character is. You don't need to see the gameplay. You can infer it just from the text itself. So I don't know, maybe this whole video is just me going a little too like American Psycho on all this, but I love this kind of stuff. I think it's fascinating. And that said, I guess we're at the end of the video, so post in the comments below, what do you think about all this? Am I crazy? Or if you got your own takes on some of the fonts, I would love to hear it. And otherwise, well, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.
This is the love making.